What's up, Scrappy peeps? It's Del from Inkie Quill, and today we're doing a bit of a different video. I have a dirty little secret to show you. So I went to a scrapbook retreat. Oh, we're going on a month ago. Ignored the state of the lounge room as well. But I went to a scrapbook retreat and I haven't unpacked properly, and there's just stuff just everywhere. And I've decided to rearrange my craft room because it's not working for me. It's not, I don't have enough storage, and it's just not working. So if you're one of my Patreon people, you would have seen the journey of the craft room in the new house. We've been in here for about 8 months, I want to say. Oh, I've gone very dark there. We're going to talk about that giant mess behind me. But on my Patreon, I've done several videos on organising what was my craft room and why I moved it to the lounge room, and I did a clean with me video, and I did some organisation videos of my Rascog. So if you want to see more of that, head over to my Patreon. But this was my craft room. I have an entire room that I'm no longer really using because I was finding it hard to craft with Archie because I could only do it when he was asleep, and it wasn't working for me. So I've got an idea. It could be a drastic one, it might not work, but we'll see how we go. So I have this Calyx unit here, and honestly, it's not doing much. It's holding some spare, they're all spare albums there, and some page protectors and things, and there's a lot of Happy Mail that I have to put in my Happy Mail binders, and just stuff that I don't use, that doesn't need to be right out on display. So I'm thinking of moving this shelf into the lounge room as well. And also, so we still haven't unpacked, we've been very, very busy, but these are like, well, pretty much empty. So this is just being unused. I'm thinking of moving this out as well. I'll show you what the current state of my lounge craft room is like. Archie's not here today so that I can actually rearrange my stuff, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to. Oh god, it looks so bad. It looks worse. No, it is pretty bad. Let's just have a look at it. Let's just rip it off like a band-aid, get it over and done with. So you go, ooh, Adele, how organized you are. Look at all of your albums, they look beautiful. Yep, they do. This is pretty good. This is my retreat bag that still has stuff in it that I haven't unpacked. I've got my embellishment cart. There's a video on Patreon about this. The heater's on. I've got to turn that off in a moment. And we've got my mixed media trolley, which is looking pretty good too. But then we pan around to this. Yep, there's just a pile of things there. There's things here that haven't fit onto my little coffee table. And it's just not working. Oh, it looks so bad. It really does look bad. That's jail, by the way. We call that jail. If you watch our Mr. and Mrs. Rad vlog channel, you'll know about that. But yeah, it's not working. So with my desk currently, I have some things that I keep on top of my desk, but then I have a little bit of storage underneath for things that I use, which is kind of working all right, except for the bottom shelves. I'm not really using that much. And then I have this coffee table that I've pulled along, that I put stuff that I'm working on right now. But the problem is I often start filming videos, like down here, that's a used paper towel with paint on it. Oh god, there's just stuff everywhere. Down here I'm filming a junk journal class at the moment, and so there's stuff there for that. And there's an Aaron working. There he is. But yeah, this just isn't working, so we need to come up with a plan. And there is a bunny eating a box. Now, if you've followed my channel for a while, you'll know that I now am barricaded away from the bunnies, which is good because I can leave this and not have them chew it. But my plan is, I've measured this wall, and it's a bit of a funny wall, so it divides our dining room and the lounge room. And I've measured it, and both of the Calyx units, they're actually Expedits, they're the old ones from IKEA. Both of them will fit here, and then I'll move the Rascogs elsewhere. So there's that as an option. So that's option number 1. And then option number 2 is, these are up from Archie's birthday party a month and a half ago, and we just thought they looked pretty, so we kept them up here. Option number 2 is to move both of the Calyx units over to that wall. Our front door's just there, so you walk in that way, which would also work, and it would also help our internet. That's our internet. It would help put it on something. So I could do that, and then there's the chance of, do I move my table away from the window because my lights barely fit next to it? And do I put my desk over here? Who knows? I'm really sorry if the fish tank's noisy. The filter's on the brink of dying, so we need to get a new fish filter. But I can't turn it off for poor fishy. So that's on, and the heater and the air conditioner have also been on because it's a bit chilly today. But I don't know what to do. And it's funny because Aaron, if you watch our vlog channel, you'll know that Aaron and I like moving furniture around a lot. We rarely keep rooms the same for more than like 4 months, 5 months or so. I've been in this craft room now for maybe 3 months, so it's time for a change. But I'm thinking maybe of having the shelves on the dark wall. And see, another problem is that we can't attach, like I would love to just have shelves on the actual wall, but we rent, so we can't attach anything. So we're in a bit of a debacle. So I think I might make myself a cup of tea, have a sit, have a think. Let me know in the comments if you like this style of video. I know on YouTube I see a lot of videos showing like finished craft room tours, and I will do one of those once I'm done. But I don't ever see videos of the setting up, the behind the scenes, the thinking. So I thought I'd do one to be a little bit different for you. Alright, update time. So this is still all here on the floor, but I have decided to go with this wall for a couple of reasons. Reason number 1, the wall itself has a lot of marks on it that I would like to cover up. Reason number 2, I can use the wall as a bookend and have my albums up the top. And then reason number 3, I'm thinking of putting, there's a PowerPoint behind there, and I'm thinking of putting the Alex drawers here with the printer on top of it, which I think will be handy. And then on this wall, which also has a lot of marks on it, I think, whoa, out of focus, because it's got nothing to focus on. There we go. I think I'm going to move my desk to this wall. We'll see how we go. Maybe not today. I might leave that for another day. So I'm really loving having all my albums up the top here. I used to have this at our old house, and the bookends that I was using were just rubbish. So at the moment I've temporarily got this little wire container, and pretty sure I have a video on either YouTube or Patreon as to how I made all of my album labels. But that's all of the albums up till 2017, and then I think I'm going to just leave my current 2018 albums. I'll probably move them up and put them in just in the cubby hole, because I'm constantly taking them in and out, and it'd just be easier that way. But for now, I'm pretty pooped. We, oh, I forgot to add another kerfuffle that we had. So these are the old Calyx units from IKEA, and we, earlier this year, last year I think, we bought an Expedit. No, these are the Expedits. Which one's the new one? Anyway, these are the old ones. We bought a new one, and so I moved it to here, and then moved the one out of the craft room over here so they'd be next to each other, not realizing they're different heights. So that really frustrated me. So what I had to do, which was an undertaking, was, bless you, I had to take out all the things from Archie's bookcase, which was the old IKEA one, and swap it with the new IKEA one. Oh, which just added to all of the drama. But we're getting there, and I think I'll do some more tonight after Archie goes to sleep, because he's due home from the grandparents in the next 10-15 minutes, and I kind of just need a little sit down, a little cup of tea before he comes running through the house. Time to sort out what's going in all of these. So I think I'm going to put my current and, oh hello, you can see me. I'm going to put my current and my previous art journals and thingies in here. There's videos on my Let's Get Inkie YouTube channel with those. So I think I'm going to leave that as journals because it kind of looks a bit special behind the glass. I don't want to take these out because they're screwed in, and yeah, I'm just going to leave them there. I think the internet is going to have to be on that shelf. I might do something glamorous with it and possibly put one of these, I'm sure I've got another one of these IKEA shelves floating around somewhere that I can use. I've got these two cupboards down here are kind of like extra paint supplies and Hardy Shines, gelatos, extra paint stuff, and it's handy to put them behind the cupboard doors because they look all neat and tidy. I'm a bit stuck at the moment with design team stuff. I think I'm actually going to keep them in, this is some Flutterby design stuff, and I think I'm going to keep it in the pizza box and just write on the side what collection it is and just pile them up here so that when I'm working on a particular project I can just grab it. I think that might be easiest. And I've put my 2018 albums down here. They're just hanging out for a little bit. Or is that 17? No, that's 2017. I haven't finished those yet. I've still got to print the photos from Archie's first 3 months. But I've done the rest of the year. It's only April, May, June, part of July, I think, that I've got to go. But that's for future Adele to worry about. But we've still got all of this. Still here. Hasn't changed. So that's my next job. Archie's home and he's gone to sleep, so hopefully I might be able to get another 15 minutes done and then I'll do the rest tonight. But I think I'm going to leave moving my desk for now because we're actually flying to Tasmania tomorrow, which is exciting, and I need to pack suitcases, so I'm just going to try and get everything. Did it just get brighter? I think one of the globes on the chandelier just came back on. Weird. But I think I'm just going to do what's necessary to make the floor look a little bit more presentable. And then I'll do the rest later. I've got some ideas with my desk. I have to talk to Aaron about them. I'll fill you in later in the video. Alright, it's been a few days and my desk still looks like this. There's things everywhere. I've done a couple of video chats for Patreon and it's just not working. And I have my first live stream tomorrow, so I best clean that up. The cupboards, the shelves are over there looking gorgeous. That light is just shining down on my albums looking glorious. But we have an update. I may have purchased a new standing desk. So I have a new white standing desk, and I think I'm going to ignore that. That's today's shopping that I haven't put away yet. I think I'm going to put it on this wall. So I'm thinking of having my desk here with my lights either side and the Rascogs, and then over here, there we go, Aaron's going to move onto my desk in front of the window, and I think I'm going to put the Alex drawers over here on this little wall because there's a PowerPoint there and I can put the printer there. So let's see if we can tidy this all up. Alright, update. It's been about 2 weeks. I've been away to the Brisbane Expo, and for the last week I've been nursing a sick Archie, and so the cupboards, the cubes, whatever you may call them, are still bare. However, I am slowly figuring out what I want where. Are you ready to see the disaster? This is my tutor display that still needs unpacking, and the floor needs vacuuming because I've been crafting. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a disaster zone. Yeah, pure disaster zone. But I have come up with an idea for my thickers. So I did have my thickers in this gold quilly feathery box that I just got from Hot Dollar, and I've decided to put them in these wire baskets, and I've got 2 sizes. I wish I had more of this size. This is a longer one. These ones are quite short. But what I've decided to do is put black, white and gold in here, and then my 2 most used fonts that I have about 5 packets of. They're a bit thicker, so I'm just putting them in the side there. And then in this one, words and all of the colours. And I think that's going to work quite well. I'm planning on putting those, I think, here so that they're nice and accessible. And then I'll get to, well, we're not focusing at all. And then I'll start cleaning up the floor. Alright, so I finished with the thickers in the wire baskets and they fit perfectly. But then I realised I had all of these flat alphabets, let's call them. So not thickers, but just letters. And there's like some mini ones in there too. And so I found that I had this magazine rack that actually was holding my journaling on Mass Journal and some magazines and just stuff that doesn't really need to be contained, and so I've put them in there and I really love it. So I'm probably going to put it in that side to the front just so that you can't see it and I'll know what's in there. What's up, Inkie peeps? It's Del from Inkie Quill, and today's video is a little bit of an organisation video. I did something. I completely moved my craft room again. Yeah, so this is the 4th location now in a year, but I'm feeling solid about this one for at least a good 6 months, so I might actually get a proper room tour filmed for you once I'm in here. But I thought I would give you a little look at the setup before I'm fully set up, and then we'd talk RASCOGs and how on earth I'm going to organise those. So I was here, but we have opened up the lounge room for, well, we're a lot out of focus there, for the little Mr. Man who, as you can see, left behind a little tornado of mess before he went to daycare today. So this space is now just all open for him to run around in, which means I have moved into our spare room. So not the original. Whoa, that's so bright. It's my studio lights are on. So not the original craft room that I would have filmed in some Patreon videos at the end of last year. We're in the other extra bedroom that we have, because we have a 4-bedroom place. And it's smaller. And the reason I could have gone in the craft room is kind of just a storage junk room, let's be real. I could have gone in there, but my problem was it's a little too big, and because it was too big I would often just plop things on the floor next to me that I was still semi-working on and not actually put them back where they belong, and so the floor just became a giant fort. I would call it a fort, a giant mess, and there was just stuff everywhere. And so I'm in the smaller room this time. I'm hoping to de-stash a little bit. I have been de-stashing quite a lot actually. I think I am going to put together some little de-stash boxes in the new year. Just some like mystery, like a girly themed or a bright rainbow themed box of bit paper and stuff. But I'm probably halfway set up here and I've still got to move. So there's a big wall behind me. I'm hoping to move my 4x4 Calyx unit, the IKEA shelves there, and then put the 2x4 one on top like I had at the old house. If you watch the old craft room tours, I had them stacked on top of each other at one point and I really liked that, so I might do that. But I've also got to figure out this new bookcase that I'm using, and the RASCOGs just need a lot of work. Alright, here she is in all of her messy, half-finished glory. I've got this this is the wall that's going to have the Calyx units on it. And then behind my desk you can see a new bookcase which used to have all of our novels on it, and I've since packed them away, and it's really good because the shelves are different widths. You can see these ones are kind of shorter shelves compared to the longer one there, and then of course I have all the shelves underneath, so that's going to be handy. And I'm also working on a new tripod system. You can see in between those two green pots, Aaron's going to have a little fiddle around with that on the weekend. But as you can see, my desk is a mess because I started dealing with these guys. So essentially, I'm not using the Rascogs to the best of their ability. I started this before I started filming, so I've done a few little bits and pieces. This one was such a mess, it was ridiculous. There was just stuff piled and piled, and I couldn't actually see what was in these acrylic containers. I do have a video here on Patreon setting up my embellishment Rascog, so make sure you look for that. If you just search for the term organisation, I think you'll be able to find it. So I've cleaned this up a lot, and I've gone through and kind of chucked out stickers that I wasn't going to use, or put them in a little destash pile, or if there was only a couple of stickers per on a sticker sheet, I transferred them onto a new one. So here I've got my enamel stuff, like my little sprinkly bits, I like to call them. These are non-enamel chunky embellishments, plus these heart stickers, because I find they get lost over here. Then I have my puffies, and then I have wood veneer and cork and chipboard. I've got my trusty sticker books shoved next to it. These are just bigger stickers, and then of course my journaling cards. So I'm really liking how this one works. I'm not sure what's going in that bit yet, but I really like the top shelf of this one. This top shelf used to have all of my pens in it. I had a video showing my mixed media cart as well, but now my pens are up here. So I've put the ones that, oh, excuse me, Mr. Phone, could you please be quiet? Problem is my desk is so wide I can't really reach across it properly. So the pens that I don't often use are at the top, and then these two are my paint pens and my Tombos. So I've put them down where I can reach them a little bit easier. So that's where they are. And instead, hope I'm not going too wobbly for you. Instead, I have got my zipper pouches, and I've kind of condensed them a little bit. So I have one of doilies. I have one of some little pieces to make DIY embellishments. So if I feel like doing something on the couch, I can grab this one. I've got another one that actually has DIY embellishments that I've made in it. I've got this one that I'm collecting some tags in to do another one of those videos that I did over here where I recycled, reused some clothing tags. So that's basically just a collecting one. This one has my Patreon printables in it. And then this big chunky one here has packets of packets of ephemera. And I'm still unsure about this. I do have those little plastic containers that I had the color-coded embellishments in. I'm thinking of redoing them and having these in there instead, but that's a future Adele task. I need to have the room usable first before I start going through that. And then I decided to have a whole little container dedicated to labels, because I seem to use labels a lot and I'm constantly trying to find them. So I feel like if I have them all in here and then there's some loose ones down the bottom, it'll be easier to reach. My tiny word stickers are here, not sure what's there yet. And then down here all I've done is put my washi tape in. So I've just got these little, I think I bought them from Kmart, just little plastic containers, and they're not meant to stack on top of each other, and they don't stack properly, but when you've got them with washi they kind of do. So I'm going to put my washi in there. Most of these can go. A lot of it is just empty pouches which don't need to be in good real estate, if you know what I mean. They can just be shoved in a drawer somewhere. Over here I desperately need to do something about these two shelves. This I need to go through. So these are just random embellishments and I often forget to reach for them. So Yeah, there's some labels in there that I could put in the labels box, but I have to do something with here. Maybe that could go up in this spot, perhaps. We'll see how we go. So that's that, and then down there, I don't know what's in that. That's a mystery box. Over here, this is the Raskog that usually kind of sits under my desk. The top shelf is just a shove spot. I need to fix that up. I've got my background stamps and my roller stamps on this next shelf, and I want to kind of make them a little bit more accessible. Probably put them over with the washi tape maybe. And then down the bottom is punches. That actually works for me, the punches down the bottom. That, what is this? I don't even know what this is. Mystery pouch. Ah, would you look at that? Some travel stickers that would have come in handy when doing those travel layouts. This seems to be a pouch full of very usable stickers and things. So I'm going to put those things where they belong. And then these were the ephemera pieces that I collected for my 100-day project that I didn't end up actually really making a dent in. So I need to go through that as well. So that's where we're at. I'm going to kind of sort out my embellishments a little bit, and then I'll update you how I'm going. At the moment, you know how I have these little plastic containers from IKEA. I really love these because you can sit them in one another like so. They're not meant to stack, but they kind of do. And I love putting my little wood veneers and punch circles and DIY embellishments and all that sort of thing in there, but they've just become an absolute schmozzle with everything mixed up everywhere. So I'm sorting them out again. Wood veneer in one separate, and then chipboard and like these rubber embellishments in another. I think I'm going to have a separate one for DIY embellishments. Just make it a little bit more usable for me, and I'm thinking of maybe putting them on that shelf because I can reach that shelf. I've got my little bunny dish full of gold stars and hearts, so I'll be using that a lot. I'm going to try and keep my tabletop as bare as possible. We'll see how that goes. So I'm going to work in here a little bit. It's kind of boring to film the actual doing because it's just me picking up pieces of wood veneer going, will I use this? No? Yes. Just putting them where they belong. But I'll update you later on tonight and let you know my progress and if I've already changed anything, which, let's be real, I probably already have. I just, even though I hate change in life, so just, I hate changing plans, I hate unexpected things, I don't like change, but I seem to constantly change my craft area. I think I get bored with where my craft supplies are very easy, and I seem to just like to move things around a bit. This couch, by the way, it's our fancy red couch that we used to hire out for our wedding hire. That's not staying in here. I need to put it in the craft room because Archie's fingers can't get on it because it's a beautiful red velvet and I don't want it getting ruined, and he's not allowed in that. I'm still calling that the craft room even though it's not the craft room anymore, and I'm calling this, Aaron called it the office. So this is going to be the office, and then the craft room is going to be the craft room with no craft supplies in it. In our heads, that's always going to be the craft room. Anyway, I'm procrastinating from actually cleaning and doing things, so I better get to it, and then you can see where I'm up to. This might actually take a few days because, yeah, it's going to take a few days, and I really want to move the IKEA unit, but I can't do that while Archie's here, so that will have to wait for a daycare day. But anyway, stick with me and we'll see how this turns out. Alright peeps, it's serious time. Now I know this video has been a little hodgepodge of clips, so I'm not quite sure where we're up to, but here comes my light man. Hello. But times are changing, things are happening. If you've been watching my Instagram recently, you would have seen I went to IKEA and bought all the things. I bought a new desk. So Aaron is getting this desk, and I'm constructing a new thing, which will also be in a separate Patreon video here. But I thought today we'd do a bit of real talk. I did post on Scrapaholics this week. Just the realities of what my craft room actually looks like. And so just know that if you don't have a pristine, perfectly placed craft room, it's okay. And if you do have a pristine, perfectly placed craft room, that's okay too. There's no perfect craft room. It's whatever works for you and just whatever the realities of life is for you. So right now I don't think I've made anything for maybe 3 weeks. I took a break over Christmas, which was really nice. And so on my desk there's a scrapbook.com haul that I got that I haven't used yet. I just shoved it on my desk. I want to do a haul video for that. There's half projects and then there's the floor. I'll show you the floor. So let's do a messy craft room tour. I will do a proper tour for YouTube once I'm cleaned up here. But this is my Melbourne travel album here with some, I needed the pouch, so I just dumped everything out of there. There's some empty, maybe, boxes. My typewriter, I need Aaron to fix it because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. I scanned some photos from my my childhood albums, and this is when I did some modelling in Barbie magazine, and so these were some of the photos, and I wanted to do a layout on my love of dinosaurs because it just kind of juxtaposes the hair and the makeup with the dinosaur T-Rex book. And I wanted to talk about how Archie loves dinosaurs too. Then we have some, there's a few little things hiding behind there. We've got the desk of, I'm just calling it the desk of chaos. It doesn't look too bad, but there's a pile, an absolute avalanche waiting to happen over there and stuff behind this bag. We peter down, we've got, what's that? Albums, things for Project Life, I think. There's a whole lot hiding under this piece. And just a whole lot of stuff. So the good thing is, with my new desk, I'll give you a bit of a sneak idea as to what it is. So what it is, my normal desk is here now, but I'm making a L-shaped desk going here and across the window. It's going to have drawers underneath, and it's going to have drawers in the desk as well. I'm Frankensteining some IKEA bits together to create my own standing desk, because they don't do a standing desk like I want a standing desk. They do them, but not how I want it. So I'm hoping, I don't know if I'm keeping the bookcase. I really want to, but I've got to work out if it will fit. I think it might, or maybe I measured it without it fitting. The desk definitely fits. I'm not sure if the bookcase is part of that equation or not. So right now, I'm going to put stuff back to the spots where it usually goes, rather than, I think that's the problem that I've had in the past, and let me know if you've done a craft room cleanup and reorganisation at the same time, if you've had that same issue. I think that it's so overwhelming when you look at all of the things in your room and you're like, how am I meant to get rearranged things, like big bits of furniture, when everything is just a mess? So I think I'm just going to put everything back where I know it goes now, and then it will be somewhat clean. It might not be perfectly organised, but it'll be clean and I'll roughly know where things are. I'll film a quick craft room tour for YouTube, and then I'm going to get constructing on my desk. So I might do a bit of a time lapse of a few different bits and pieces, and maybe chat about some problem areas if I have them, or some things that I am liking that I'm going to continue through to my new reorganisation. Hope this helps. I really love these videos and they're very hard to find, so I wanted to film one for you guys. And I know I really wish I'd filmed craft room tours after each reorganisation and each movement, because now I'm in the 4th space that I've been in this house. We've only been in here for like a year and a few months. But I'm hoping to stay in this spot for a while with my new desk. Fingers crossed. First up, I'm going to do the floor because it's driving me crazy that I only have like this little pathway that I have to navigate around. So first step, floor. Alright. Oh, good news and bad news. Good news is I can see my floor again. I'll show you in a second. Bad news is it is a hot Aussie summer day today. It's in the 30s and I'm boiling. I don't have a ceiling fan, so I only have a pedestal fan, and it's not great. There is aircon, but it doesn't go in to this room. It's just a unit in the lounge room. So I'm boiling, so I'm gonna have to have a little break before I tackle the table. But I thought I'd show you the floor. Like I said, I'm not perfectly putting everything perfectly where it belongs, just because I'm going to completely rearrange everything probably this coming weekend as I'm filming this, hopefully. And so, but I know where everything roughly is, so let me give you a little looky. Look at all of that floor. So that's a happy sight. These two tubs have stuff that I want to film a haul video with Aaron, because some of it's for him, so I want to do that. So they're just tucked away there. But I also put something that I think I've been struggling with is not having the albums that I'm working in with a spot that's nearby my desk. I've never really had, they've always been, you know, not too far away, but, you know, quite far away from my desk. On the other side of the room, a big lounge room. So I think I'm going to make sure to designate one spot for my current albums that I'm working in. So that I do like. This has got to change. This is my art journal collage stuff. I've got a plan for that, but I've just got to do it. It's one of those things I keep putting off. And then this little spot here has some of my childhood photo albums that I want to digitally scan, and then this one has Patreon printables that need to go into my master file album that I have, and a few other little bits and goodies. So I'm going to try and keep one cubby for like current Patreon stuff or videos that I'm halfway through filming or want to film. I can just put the stuff there. I think that'll be a help. And now I've got to tackle the tabletop. I'm binge watching some Real Housewives of Orange County, and there's not, look, there's a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of like fiddly things. There's Christmas present stuff, there's shopping, there's half sticker sheets that I've got to go through and figure out if I want them or not. There's just a lot of bits and pieces to go. And just like that, the tabletop is all clean. It's looking so much better in here. I can see the floor, and it's kind of given me a bit of a boost in mojo to get scrapping. So I've got my Rascogs. They haven't really changed. I have got to sort out some things, but I'm going to wait until I build the new desk because there's a lot more storage. So a lot of this stuff I think will move actually. And I might even be able to maybe move one of the Rascogs into another room for another purpose or something. We'll see how we go. But yeah, I've got nice big open space here on my desk. I've got to film the printables reveal actually tonight, and this is still a work in progress. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly. It's so hot in this room, so I apologize if I look really flustered and sweaty. But I just realized the time, it's getting close to 4:30 in the afternoon, and I've got to go pick up Mr. Moo. So I think I'm going to finish this video here. I will have, like I said, I'm going to do a craft room tour of this space on YouTube. I'm thinking that might, I don't know when that will be, but it'll be some time in the next couple of months perhaps, or maybe sooner, we'll see. And then I have a video for you guys that is the IKEA trip, the designing of my desk and how I'm doing it, because I'm combining lots of different pieces, the build of the desk, and then I'll do a craft room setup with you guys and talk about, you know, changing things into one location. That'll be a long video, so I'm excited to do that one. And then I will do a final quick craft room tour for YouTube later in the year, like mid-year or something like that. So thanks for joining me on this very random video. I may have to burst in and kind of make things make sense between the different craft areas. But thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!